Welcome to the Record Machine Show, a podcast featuring interviews from indie and renowned artists from all genres of music. Now, here's your host, James Michael Hollenstein.
Welcome to the Record Machine Show. I'm your host, James Michael Hollenstein. And today we're highlighting an artist whose story is as global and dynamic as the music he creates. My guest is Percy Jones III, PJ3, a multi-instrumentalist, producer, and music visionary whose roots stretch from Western New York to Boston to Thailand to Japan and beyond. By 5 years old, he was already showing his remarkable music ability. At 15, he produced his first rap CD using just a drum machine, a 4-track recorder, and a keyboard. And that same year, he was accepted into Berklee's summer program. Later earning a full scholarship to Berklee College of Music, PJ3 expanded into jazz, fusion, gospel, EDM, artist development, and performance. His path led him to work with Maurice Starr, placing him around major acts like New Kids on the Block, Marky Mark, and Chris Bender. His career highlights include performances with Chuck Berry, Blessid Union of Souls, Najee, studio work with Robbie Nevil, Joe Sample, and collaborations stretching across Thailand, Australia, Japan, and more. Today, PJ3 continues his creative mission through his boutique indie label, Future Audio Universe Asia, crafting timeless music influenced by his world travels and life experiences. And now, let's put the needle to the record and kick things off with one of his standout singles, Other Side of the World.
Sneak out to our favorite hangout. It would be just me and you. Listen to some music at the Paradise in Kobe and take a taxi to a rendezvous. I miss your smile, I miss your touch. Sometimes I can never get enough. Oh, memories I can't get out of my head, especially at night when I go to bed. And I wonder what you're doing when the sun goes down. All the way on the other side of the world. All the way on the other side of wonder what you look like with your hair down. With your hair down. But you're way on the other side of the world. Way on the other side of the world. Wonder what you're doing when the sun goes down. The sun goes down. All the way on the other side of the world. All the way. Wonder what you look like with your hair down. But you're way on the other side of the world. I'm gonna send a message Oh, I can't forget about you and me. You and me. You and me. Wonder what you're doing when the sun goes down. All the way on the other side of the world. I wonder what you look like with your hair down. But you're way on the other side of the world. All the way, all the way. Wonder what you're doing when the sun goes down. When the sun goes down. All the way on the other side of the world. All the way down. Wonder what you look like with your hair down. With your hair down. But you're way on the other side of the world.
You just heard Other Side of the World by PJ3, and I have him on the line for a chat. Percy, how you doing?
All right, pretty good, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Where are you at today?
Buffalo, New York.
Nice.
Enjoying a little view outside the window, checking out the deer and and the bunnies running by.
Nice. You grew up in Buffalo?
Yep, grew up in Buffalo, and then I lived most of my young adult life in Boston, going to school there at Berklee College of Music.
So you a Buffalo Bills fan?
I was. I'm still maybe a closet fan. I had to kind of ease back off them a little bit because after the era I grew up in the '90s when they fumbled the ball on 4 Super Bowls, I was kind of just I kind of left a little disdain with me. I was like, I don't know, but
I'm a Bill.
They still the hometown team. So I always cheer more.
I've been a Buffalo Bills fan since 1980.
Wow. Okay. So then the pain I feel too.
Yes, sir. I've been there a few times to watch the games. I grew up in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm living in North Myrtle Beach in South Carolina.
Oh, that's a nice area.
Yes, sir.
Nice area.
It's cold here, though. Yeah. It's probably not as cold by you, but it's 31 degrees here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty nippy out here. I think we got a wind chill factor of -6 today.
Wow. Let's start with the single we just played, Other Side of the World. What inspired that song, and what does it mean to you personally?
Other Side of the World is basically puts kind of like pulls back the curtain and the view of what I lived in and dealt with my 20 years of living in Japan and working there as a professional musician, and just a reminiscing song and letting Kobe, Japan, and other parts of Japan I lived in, let them know that I haven't forgotten, and I really am appreciative of that time that I was there. I ran into some amazing musicians there, some friends for life there, and also got a chance to work with some incredible J-pop artists like E.T. King, and did some work with them at some very large venues, major venues. And so just it's kind of like I characterized it as a woman, but it was, that was the whole point. It was like a play on the characterization of the song. But I made it sound like I was missing a woman, but it's actually missing that time that I spent in Japan. So I characterized the country as I'm missing a female, but so then that way it'd be a play on words, so to speak.
Cool story. Your musical journey began incredibly early. At 5 years old, you were already showing signs of musical brilliance. What were those early musical moments like for you?
My uncle was a well-known Bobby Joe Taylor, rest in peace. He was a well-known saxophonist in Illinois. As a matter of fact, he got to play fundraisers for a little-known alderman that ended up becoming the president of the United States, Mr. Barack Obama.
Wow.
Did some fundraisers for him. And but before that, he, when we were very young, when he got out of the military in the Navy, he came and spent some time with my mom and dad. It's my dad's younger brother. And I used to sit up underneath him. I remember I was maybe 3 or 4 years old, and he he would practice saxophone every day, and I would just sit there, and just be mesmerized by the sound. And then he tested me one day and was like, "Hey, you want to sing some phrases with me?" And I would sing them right back, so he knew that I had an ear. Mm-hmm. And then he said, "You know what?" He talked to my mom and dad. I think little P might be able to do some music. Mm-hmm. So that, I think that was the start of it. He infused that. My mom was like, and dad were like, "Okay, that's great, but we live in the ghetto. Where are we going to get a piano from or an instrument that he can play?" So, but my mom, they first got some money together and got some guitars for me and my brother, and of course, being little bad boys that we were back then, we just pulled the strings off them. So, and then the next thing I remember, when I was about 5 years old, somehow there was some kind of liquidation of, I think it was like a estate sale, and they got a hold of a spinet piano. Nice. And I thought it was a piece of furniture. I came home from school. Mm-hmm. Me and my brother used to walk home from school because we were right up the street. Actually, we lived right around the corner from Rick James.
Wow.
And his mom which was kind of crazy. That's a whole nother story. That's nuts. So, but we walked home from school. Mm-hmm. And I come in the house and I'm seeing this huge piece of furniture, which she already got a plant and some books on top of it. And you know how to spin it. Piano was cut in half. It's like a half of an upright. So if the leaf is covered on the keys, mm-hmm. and you don't really look down to see the pedals, it looks like a bookshelf. Wow. It's because it's so small. Uh-huh. So I'm like, what is this? We got some new furniture. She pushed that leaf back. I lost my mind, and I've been playing that thing ever since. So that's my story.
Yeah, that's awesome.
When I first got introduced.
So you're saying you were neighbors with Rick James?
Yes. His mom lived on Rich Avenue, right up the street from my school. I went to a little Catholic school in the black neighborhood called St. Mary's of Sorrows, and his mom and grandmother lived right up the street. Wow. From the school, and we had to walk by the house every day.
You have a chat with him? As a matter of fact,
I didn't get a chance to chat with him, but when I saw when he went busting out and became a big hit, uh-huh. The mayor gave him the key to the city. Nice. And all the kids came out. It was right in the middle of the afternoon after we all got out of school, and also changed the name from Rich to Rick James Street for the remainder of that year, and then changed it back to the original name of the street. But yeah, they changed the name of the street for a while.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool story, man.
Yeah, that was an amazing time. So I saw what music could do, and I saw how tangible it was and how close we were to it. So I guess that encouraged me even more to keep pursuing it.
Nice. Producing your first rap CD at age 15 with just a drum machine, a 4-track recorder, and a keyboard is pretty amazing. What do you remember most from that first project?
Oh, it was interesting. I got together with some friends, and I remember telling my mom what I wanted to do, and the way we would do it is that to give me some kind of responsibility of being able to take control of my own life. Well, she said, "Okay, cool, but we're not gonna just give it to you. You're gonna have to work for it." So me and my brother would shovel yards and shovel driveways during the winter and save up all our money for the winter, and in the spring we put our money together and get what we wanted. So they met me halfway on it, got me a drum machine. I started off with the drum machine. There's a Kawai R100 drum machine, and then a Kawai K3 keyboard. It was kind of funny because they were Japanese keyboards that I hadn't heard of, but the music store told me, check these out. These have been good for beginners. And it was kind of like a prerequisite to me actually going to Japan and being curious about Japanese culture, which was kind of crazy. And then years later, I ended up going.
Wow.
So, and got together with some young guys from our school who wanted to put some stuff together, and we ended up putting a little CD together. And it was pretty amazing. And I think that same, at the end of that year, going into my junior year, I was still 15, and I was talking to my mom the brochure about Berklee College of Music 5-week program. or they had over the summer. And I decided I wanted to go. And I called the college up to find out what the prerequisite to get there. And they said you had to be 16. And I was like, well, I turned 16 in the middle of the program in the summer, man. Come on, let me. They were like, we don't know. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll send you a demo. And I sent them at that time, I don't know if some of you have younger or older listeners, a cassette.
Right.
I recorded my demo on a cassette, mailed it to them, and 2 weeks later they said, okay, come on. Somebody from the administration answered it and said, yeah, come on.
That's awesome.
I got a chance to go to the 5-week program.
Nice. And speaking about Berklee, you were exposed to jazz, fusion, gospel, and early EDM. How did those styles shape the sound you've developed today?
It was amazing. Piggybacking off of that story, I got a chance at that time, just being a 5-weeker. I met one of my good friends to this day, T.O. Lee. He's a bass player, incredible bass player. He plays for Unlimited Touch, a group out of New York. You might have heard of them. Mm-hmm. They just did some work with Little Louis Vega, and they're incredible stuff. I mean, they've been around since the 80s, but I got a chance to meet him, and that was the first professional gig. He ran into the Berklee lobby, and he said, I need a keyboard player. I'm going to open up for Sherelle and Alexander in about 3 days. I need somebody. And all the kids pointed at me. And I was like, okay, I guess. And one of my friends from the Bay Area, my friend Raquel Ramsey, she said, wait a minute, we don't know you from a can of paint, man. So give us the phone number so we can check up my little brother, make sure he's all right.
Wow.
And I took off with them, did the audition at and I think we was in Brookline, Mass.
Uh-huh.
And then I ended up getting a gig. We opened up for Sherelle and Alexander O'Neill. And when I heard them play, the band, it was so incredible. Those really good players. And I ended up meeting one of the main players during that time that was with the SOS band, TC Jason. We ended up meeting in Japan. That was so crazy. I was like, I met you when I was 15 years old. I told him about the concert. He was like, what? That was you? I was like, yeah, we opened for you guys.
That's
he said,
awesome.
y'all was smoking. Yeah, so that kind of was the leading point to getting, then when I got to Berklee on a partial scholarship when I graduated from high school,
mm-hmm.
and getting that exposure early that summer really opened my ears up and opened my musical palette up a little bit more, because I grew up around, I was in the very beginning stages of hip hop, so that was my main influence. But once I got a chance to hear some electronic music and hear some really good jazz and other stuff, so then I started to mold my sound a little bit more, and I was starting to be more eclectic and understand that all of it is good music, and I couldn't limit myself to. So I just started absorbing everything that I could get my hands on, and just staying in the library, listening to the music and getting CDs and going to Tower Records and just sit up there for hours and just try to absorb as much music as I could.
Good strategy. You've worked in artist management with Maurice Starr, placing you around major acts like New Kids on the Block, Marky Mark, and Chris Bender. What lessons from that experience still guide you?
Oh, man, I learned a lot from Maurice. At the time, I was in the middle of doing artist development for him. At that time, when I was at school, I was going to Berklee full time. And the New Kids were really, really on fire, and he was getting development deals from all these record labels. And I realized, how serious this situation is. And but just the genius of Maurice is that he understood the formula of how to make the vocals work over really simple beats. But his melodic structure was really catchy. Everything that the New Kids were doing was super, super catchy. I mean, step by step, all that stuff. And then the development deal that we got, I was a part of helping develop some of the bands like that were getting these deals, like the group Homework. Mm-hmm. Helped them with their touring. They were doing some opening tours for the New Kids. They were opening certain venues. And I think Maurice, his sons, had a band as well called Perfect Gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
And they had their own band. So he had, it was Perfect Gentleman, Homework, another artist named Rick West, and they were all between Maurice and Dick Scott at the time, out of New York, that was getting the deals and helping push these acts. And I got a chance to see from behind the curtain how the machine works. So that made me realize that, okay, even though I was going to a school and learning all this advanced music,
mm-hmm.
the way to make it commercially, you just got to keep it simple.
Nice.
And let people gravitate to the melody.
Yeah, definitely. You've performed with icons like Chuck Berry, Blessid Union of Souls, Najee, Joe Sample, and have traveled across the world. Is there a particular performance or collaboration that stands out as life-changing?
Yeah, Joe Sample was my mentor and my hero growing up, listening to all the Jazz Crusader records that he played on, and the stuff that he did with writing songs like Street Life and
mm-hmm.
and other songs that he played on. Just a wealth of knowledge. And then when I got a chance to meet him personally and recording at my studio, the first time we ever met him, we got a chance to record in my studio. It was just really educational and eye-opening, and he was just very accommodating and really a good, like a older brother or older uncle mentor kind of vibe, class act all the way. Rest in peace to him. And the irony of that, I was going to school with his son Nicholas,
mm-hmm.
who was an incredible bass player in his own right, and Joe being a great piano player and great musician. And I didn't even realize who Nicholas was until we got out of school. I was like,
oh, wow.
Oh man, I had some ensemble classes with this guy. I didn't know that was your dad. I never put it together. He had Sample last name, but I never put it together. But yeah, that was an amazing journey. Got a chance to work with Joe, I think around 1994 or 95 in my studio. And then I met him again in Japan, and we got a chance. I think the most memorable, we got a chance to jamming a little bit together on stage, and I got a chance to one thing that even that's not even a performance wise is just that I got a chance to sound check his piano when he was playing at the Billboard in Osaka.
Wow.
And the funny thing was that I almost got harassed by the security there, because they was like, who is this guy playing the piano? Because Joe wasn't on the stage with me at the time. He was sitting up. He wanted to see what it sounded like in the audience before people came in. So he was going up to where the people sit and just past the beginning rows and kind of getting to the thing. They were like, "Who are you?" Asking questions. And Joe was hollering down, "Hey, leave him alone. That's my son." Even though I wasn't his son, he did that. And he said, "Oh, put me in the side. Come in." They were saying apologizing and stuff. It was kind of funny. And at the time, and so we laughed about that, and that was just those intimate moments that you get a chance to spend with your hero, mm-hmm. that you never forget. So I was really, really happy about that.
Yeah,
and those are memories I could take with me forever. And and I just got really, really, really blessed and happy for the opportunity that I had to work with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like an awesome experience, because I've heard stories about people who have heroes that they looked up to, and then when they met him in person, it was kind of a letdown.
Yeah, I was afraid of that at first, but he was not like that. He was so accommodating right from the beginning, and he really pushed my mom and dad to help me, sustain my situation a little bit more until I was able to sustain it myself. Like, I kind of set up my studio back home when I got out of college.
Mm-hmm.
And so they asked him directly, does he really know what he's doing? Because my mom and dad, they don't have much musical. They didn't have any musical prowess or any kind of background like that. They were just avid music lovers and record collectors. And he gave me a heartfelt recommendation to them directly. He said, keep helping them, supply the soldier with the tools he needs to fight, because he understands what he's doing and he understands the music well. So I was like, wow. I didn't find out that he said that to my mom and dad till after he left, because they did about a 4-day session with me.
Mm-hmm.
by courtesy of Billy Butterfly, artist that was kind of around and did some recordings back in the Motown days when Motown went to LA.
Wow. Yeah. Very cool story. Let's talk about Future Audio Universe Asia. What inspired you to launch this boutique label, and what's the vision behind the sound and artists that you're cultivating?
Well, I was looking for a way to put my music out, but not necessarily connect with major labels at the time, because I was a little disenchanted about how some of the deals were being made. And because I got a chance to see, like from firsthand, from behind the scenes working with Maurice, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go this route. Because I actually went strictly the producer route for a while, and I just was a little disenchanted at how the business was going and how the artists were being treated, but also the quality of the music. So I had been talking to some friends of mine, my buddy Dave Ellis, who's a great saxophonist out in the West Coast. Big shout out to him, and a few other people that I was in the mix with at Berklee. Aaron Hawkins, bass player, Walter Hawkins' nephew, and I think Jason Peterson. That was like our crew at Berklee. Mm-hmm. So I said about 2014, I said, I'm going to do this myself. I'm just going to start this label and go ahead and do it, and the times have changed. We could use the internet now to promote our stuff, and even if it's just a boutique label, and I might not have a lot of sales in the beginning, at least the quality of music will stand alone and stand out for what I'm trying to do, and hopefully people will gravitate to that. And so far, I've been successful. I don't have any plaques hanging on the wall, none of that, but I got a lot of respect in the business, and I got a lot of people who listen to my music worldwide, over in Germany, UK, Africa, Asia. So, that means more to me than anything else.
That's all you need. You have another fantastic single out, Another Sun. What's the story behind that track?
Oh, Another Sun. That song was really heartfelt. I was in Japan at the time, and it was during a time period, and I was looking back at what was going on in America. There was a lot of brown and black people who were being, in a sense, I guess I could just say, executed by law enforcement who were unarmed. Mm-hmm. And it was during that time period, just before the George Floyd situation, but it seemed like there was a rash of things that happened up to that. And I felt kind of helpless, and I felt like there were so many other artists that have a much larger platform than I have, and it seemed like they were afraid and not saying anything. And I can understand maybe their reservation about maybe speaking out or saying something, but I feel that we've been blessed with this gift to be able to communicate to people. I think it's our responsibility to be a reflection of what's going on in society. A lot of artists before us have done it, like Marvin Gaye and some other artists. And I said, you know what? For me to sit back and actually not say anything, it would seem like I'm being complicit to what's happening, or I don't care because it's not happening to me. I'm all the way over in Asia, and I'm not affected by it. But we are all affected by injustice when it happens to any one of us. Doesn't matter if your skin color. Right. We're all affected by it. So I said, you know what? I need to give people a scenario what it's like to live in our shoes sometimes. And a lot of people don't get a chance to understand what it's like to be a brown person or a minority person or black or Asian, and have to deal with sometimes people who cross the line being prejudiced is one thing, but when somebody's life is taken, or you fear every time you go outside your house that it's a possibility you might not come back home, right, because of either interaction with law enforcement or something like that. It shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't live in fear. And I think a lot of times we're put in situations where we get very comfortable and we don't look at people's situation from their point of view. I was like, I wanted to do a POV song, and that's basically what it was. Just to have people live in my shoes or live in somebody's shoes for a moment and paint that picture.
Yeah, great song. Your music blends so many styles: rap, jazz, EDM, gospel, and even world influences. When you sit down to create, what usually comes first? The melody, the rhythm, the emotion, or the story?
Sometimes it could be just a combination of all those things, but sometimes I'll just maybe hear something, a story, or react to something I heard on the news, or react to friends talking or laughing, or we're talking about certain scenarios or certain situation that happened to someone, and or it could be something very personal that happened to me directly, and I finally found a way to compartmentalize it and put it in song. And it's kind of therapy for me to do that, So yeah, so it could be a combination of a lot of ways to be inspired, but and then once I start going, then it's a situation where I said, okay, I have to finish this, because sometimes I'll do a song and the idea is so fresh and I'm living in the moment. I can knock it out in 5 minutes. Sometimes I'll start on the song and have to maybe put it down for a couple days, or maybe a week or two, maybe even a month. I need to live it and live with the idea and maybe bounce it off of some people, get other people's experience. I try to write from that kind of situation. I don't try to write in a vacuum. I try to write from life and living.
Right. Are you working on anything right now that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I am working on a few things. I've been teasing with this full gospel project for a while. I wanted to do that before, but I had to put it on the back burner because I realized I wanted to do a 10-year anniversary project for my label. So I decided to take the best ballads from my EPs and put it all together on one group of songs called The Ballads. Camino Amoris, just Latin for love songs.
Nice.
And that came out earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then put a gospel single out as well. That was Before I Lay Down. So the gospel single is kind of like a hint to what I'm going to do. I got a few songs that I'm just finishing up, and I had to get some of my amazing player friends from over in Japan, Akira Mickey on bass, and some other people involved. And now I'm just finishing up the lyrics. So I look forward to something in the spring for me, like maybe the gospel EP I've been working on for almost a year and a half now. But I usually, if I'm cutting an EP of 5 or 7 songs or something like that, I'll cut 20.
Nice.
And then whittle it down from that. And that's what I was doing. I was just cutting stuff, and as the inspiration was hitting me, I just started just mowing down a few songs here and there. And when I got to strike when the iron's hot, so I just try to write as much as I can when it's what's coming out of me, and then go back and just do an evaluation. Okay, what group of songs will fit?
Nice. Do you have a website or social media you'd like to share?
I sure do. You can find me on at PJ32.bandzoogle.com. That's my website.
Mm-hmm.
PJ32.bandzoogle.com. And also, I'm on Facebook under PJ3.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me there. I'm also on Instagram. It's PJ Percy Jones 111 on Instagram. Percy Jones 111. You can find me there on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, where else am I?
You on TikTok?
So it's I do. I am on TikTok as well. Not too busy on TikTok as much as I should be, but I do have a site on TikTok. You can find me there too. Look up PJ3 or Percy Jones.
Mm-hmm.
They're on there. So
all that music that you were talking about that's in the works, you'll be updating that site as this stuff comes out?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'll be updating the site. Plus, if you want to go to my current releases to find out how to purchase the stuff, you can go to PJ3 herenow.com. Nice.
Yeah.
And also, I'm on Facebook under PJ3 Herenow. You can find me there on Instagram. It's PJ3 and that will give you a link to all the releases I have through CD Baby, and that's my distributing company right now.
Cool, and you're on Spotify as well, right?
Yeah, I'm on Spotify, but I've been kind of pulling stuff here and there off of Spotify. But I'm going to be doing next year. I'm just setting it up right now where it's going to be direct to consumer purchases, right? Or where you can do direct downloads pretty soon. So cool. I'm setting that up right now. So you can find that information out on my Instagram when I get it posted. I'm just coasting to the end of the year until I get that stuff. Also, I do have one project I'm doing with a Japanese female saxophonist, and it's going to be contemporary jazz project. That might be out possibly just before the end of the spring. I'm working on a single with her right now, and I'll be posting. Her name is Kumi. You'll be hearing more about her.
Awesome. Is there anything you'd like to mention that we didn't talk about today?
Other than just, I hope that your audience appreciates the fact that there's a lot of music out here, and they don't have to necessarily always look toward the mainstream for the musical entertainment. There's a lot of great independent artists out here, and please take a look at those artists, because we are creating the background of your life and your lifestyle. And I think that it's important that we find all types of outlets of music to be able to enjoy, and then pass it along, please, because it's important that we get support from people. And I really appreciate the fact that you're doing this interview. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome. I want to thank you for coming on the show and sharing your music and your stories. I had a great time chatting with you.
Oh, it was great to chat with you too, man. And as soon as I get some new music in the works, I'll definitely be sending you some singles on the way. Yeah,
and let's set up another time, maybe in the spring. I'd love to have you back on the show again.
Awesome. That would be great. And I definitely will have something new for you to listen to, for sure.
Awesome. Well, Percy, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and let's stay in touch. We'll hook up again in the spring. Like I said, I'd love to have you back on.
Great. I would love to. And I wish you and yours a happy holidays, and all your listeners, I wish them a very happy holidays. Please be safe. I know it's a lot of stuff going on in this world. Just make sure that we be kind to one another, and be appreciative of the time that we have, because we don't know how long we have here, but appreciate the time and just try to learn how to love each other one day at a time.
Absolutely. Well, Percy, you enjoy the rest of your day, all right?
You too, sir. Thank you very much. Take care.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
PJ3, it's been an honor having you on the Record Machine Show today. From your early days in Western New York to Berklee, and now creating music heard around the world. You don't just fit into one genre, and that's what makes your music special. Whether it's jazz, gospel, EDM, soul, rap, or global fusion, you stay true to who you are, and listeners can feel that in every track. Hearing the stories behind Other Side of the World and Another Sun adds even more meaning to the music. To everyone listening, be sure to follow PJ3, stream his music, and stay connected with everything coming out of Future Audio Universe Asia. This is an artist on a mission, and the journey is just getting started. Before we wrap things up, I got one more song from PJ3 to leave you with. It captures the heart of his journey and everything we talked about today. So let's close it out the right way. Here's Another Sun by PJ3. This is James Michael Hollenstein thanking you for spending your time with us on the Record Machine Show. Stay inspired, stay connected, and as always, keep those records spinning.
When I step out my door into the light of another day, I often close my eyes and pray that I'll see another sun someday. Every time I go I look guilty of doing nothing wrong. All I want is dignity for me and my family. 500 years of asking is just too long. So now we're at a crossroad of history, space, and time. Can we learn from our past and leave all this ugly hate behind? I step out into the light of another day. I often close my eyes and pray that I'll see another sun someday. Every time I go outside, I see fear in my neighbor's eyes. Will it be like this for all my life? How can we survive? Driving, looking through my rear view, I see those flashing red and blues. I get a funny feeling inside. So I try to clear my head. Don't wanna end up dead over a traffic violation, so I comply. I just wanna be treated fairly. Another day I'll swallow my pride again. I just wanna make it back home in one piece, so I can see my baby and my children once again. Into the light of another day. I often close my eyes and pray that I'll see another sun someday. Every time I go outside, I see fear in my neighbor's eyes. Will it be like this for all my life? Will love conquer hate in the end? Tell me, will I see another sun
The Record Machine Show is a weekly radio podcast produced by Jimmy Hall Productions. All rights reserved. For distribution information or to add this podcast to your website, please visit our contact page at therecordmachineshow.com to submit your request. Thanks for listening. See you next time on The Record Machine Show.